Welcome to Cover Havoc number 2. My name is James Williams Jr. I'm going to do 2 videos. This is part 1 of honoring my sensei who passed away, which a lot of people are going to be very biased about this or very confused. Alright, so I'm going to read the article and that'll be the first video, and then I'm going to do a second part, provided that I don't get interrupted. So before I begin, let me do a disclaimer. The man I'm about to read about is the same man I knew, but I might not have really knew him as well as I thought that I knew him. And the reason I say that is because just because someone teaches you a martial art, you don't know what goes on in anybody's private life. That being said, I'm doing this to honor him, not insult him, because the man I'm about to read about is the same guy. It's just a side of him that I did not know. So without further ado, here we go. Death at the dressing room discovery. 20 years. Master James Ennis taught martial arts at the Inner Stairway Studio in Charlottesville. An accomplished instructor, he drew students from across Central Virginia and earned the reputation of a purist. I think that's how you say that. P-U-R-I-S-T. As a former student, I can concur. We had a lot of students there. But a puzzling discovery in a Memorial Day weekend arised the question about Mr. Ennis's business. A two-way mirror was found in the women's dressing room. See, I was told it was a peephole, so I don't really know. Contacted by a local reporter who learned that the mirror has a frequent visitor to the studio, Ennis said that he was shocked and planned to alert the authorities. Instead, the 43-year-old instructor drove to Wooden Park May 25th and stabbed himself to death, said the police. The police found a suicide note at his side. In it, he denied any wrongdoing, according to his wife, Barbara Ennis. And as beautiful as she was, it was kind of hard for me to believe the two-way mirror thing. His wife was drop dead gorgeous, I'm telling you. The incident has become the talk of the town. Teachers, loyal students say that he was treated unjustly by the media, and pressure drove him to take his own life. I was one of those students that agreed that he was pressured by the media, because I found out way too late. I was about to rejoin the school when this happened. Others allegedly questioned whether they were spied upon. That would only be the women. I never thought the man did it myself. But like I said at the beginning of the video, you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. The police, they say they didn't know who might be using the mirror, which was installed between the dressing room and a unisex bathroom, where it was used to cover a large picture. And they say that they may never know because of the state of the law, and not provide the penalties against anyone who watches others on the property. No crime, no investigations, they say. If you own a restaurant or a store and have a bathroom until the loophole was closed, they can abuse it, which is true, because they do have cameras and shit in your dressing room. You just don't know it. It's not in the dressing room stall where you're changing, but when you go through the door, that big black globe in the dressing room is a camera. It can't see over the stall, but it sees what you bring in and what you take out. That is a legal loophole that you cannot contest. Alright? Because they have the right to protect their property. Lieutenant J.E. Harding, supervisor of the investigation for Charlottesville Police, I was shocked to discover the loophole who would have thought? As a result, the Charlottesville Commonwealth Attorney, Dave Chapman, said he plans to work with the area legislator to pursue changes of this law. Barbara Norden, Norden. I'm pretty sure I didn't say that right, so I'll spell it out for you. Nordin. A reporter for the Seaville Weekly said she called Ennis on May 25th to get his side of the story. Northern said Ennis told her that he had installed a mirror, but that he was unaware it allowed them to view from the other side. The official said that they tried to get a search warrant to examine the inner stairway after hearing about Norton's story, but they were turned down after learning that the two-way mirror had broken the laws. Ennis was reported missing on the 25th. His body was found 3 days later in the brush of Darton Tower Park. Barbara Ennis yesterday insisted her husband had no idea he was installing a two-way mirror. All I can say is that he denied it to me in his suicide note, she said. Norton's story printed on May 26 says the letter had been sorry, get a little emotional. I knew the guy. Has been assaulted as the angry letters and emails. I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to spell it for you. Hedyr Southard, whose daughter took lessons from Ennis for 6 years, sent an email saying she did not believe that Ennis was spying on his students. And I'm unhappy about the mirror, Southern wrote. Yes, I would like to know who installed it. I would also like to know who thought the best way to handle the discovery was to sit up there and expose. Norton says she stood by her story and was surprised at the negative reaction from some of the members of the community. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change a thing. Norton said, it amazes me any reader would think we would have been horrified by this man's death. I can't believe they're blaming us. Orville, good God, how do you say that? Orville, last name Schell, Dean of the Graduate School of Journalism at the University of California, Berkeley, said Norton acted responsibly. One might say there is a long traditional critics of the press wanting to shoot messenger. The S person said that it has said been someone committed suicide, but the job of a journalist is to try to ascertain the truth in the situation and not prominently engage in considering the consequences before we write. That is really the job of the policymakers and the management. So that's the end of the interview. I got tripped up about my words because emotions were like coming back. So in the next video, I'm going to talk about the man I knew, Master Jim Ennis. We butted heads a few times, but it wasn't anything major. Thank you for watching.